On January 18th, 1991, Fort Pierce police officer Danny Parrish stopped Kearse's vehicle because it was traveling the wrong way on a one-way street. Kearse could not produce a driver's license and gave Officer Parrish several aliases. Officer Parrish ordered Kearse out of the car, and as he attempted to handcuff Kearse, a scuffle ensued. Kearse grabbed Officer Parrish's gun and fired 14 shots. 13 of the shots struck Officer Parrish, 9 in his body, and 4 in his bulletproof vest. A taxi driver in the area heard the shots, saw a vehicle drive away, and called for assistance on Officer Parrish's radio. Officer Parish was taken to the hospital where he died from the gunshot injuries. After his arrest, Kearse confessed to shooting Officer Parrish. Kearse was sentenced to death for the murder of Officer Parrish. The sentence of the state of Florida versus Billy Leon Kearse was carried out at 6:24 p.m. on March 3rd, 2026. The execution took place without incident. We have a representative of the family, the victim's family, that I would like to allow to give a few comments at this time. She's also open to take a few questions after her comments.
Please, ma'am, if you'll state your name and spell it for us, please.
Mirtha Busbin, Mirthabusbin.
And your relationship?
I'm his wife.
Thank you.
Basically, I just wanted to come here tonight and say that it's been a long 35 years, and 35 years and just a few hours is too long. Danny only had a few seconds that night. But one thing I can say is this is about justice for Danny. We didn't win anything tonight. We basically lost another life. But we did win justice, and that's what this was about. It was about getting justice for Danny. I do want to thank you, the people standing behind me. I wouldn't have been able to do it without their support over the last 35 years. Starting with Chief Captain Greg Kirk from the Fort Pierce Police Department. He was in SWAT with Danny. He was in the Honor Guard. He was best friends. He has been with me throughout all the years, fighting for me. I also have Detective Tedder behind me, who investigated the case, made sure that Mr. Kearse was arrested that night. All the charges were pressed. Former Judge David Morgan, who retired recently, but he was the prosecutor at the time. He attended this evening with me, but he had to leave. But again, just him showing up meant a lot to me because he made sure that case was done properly. Every T was crossed, every I was dotted. And he came here today to see the closing of it. I have to say thank you to my current sheriff, Richard Del Toro, who's also my boss because I work for the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office as a victim advocate. And although he's been with our agency just a little over a year, he's made a big impact on me and our agency and just supported me in helping me put together a letter to write to the governor of the state of Florida, along with our state attorney, Tom Bacadal, who also sat down with me and helped put a letter together. Greg Kirk put a letter together. Danny's sister, Grace Blanton, who couldn't make it here this evening. I've had such a great support, and yet so many have passed on that aren't here to celebrate this. Like Captain Charlie Scavuzzo, who pushed me to fight for this. And with his strength, with him pushing me, and Greg Kirk, I knew I had to do this. This was a mission that had to be done. And like I said, it's not about winning and it's not about me. It was just about justice for Danny, and Danny deserved it. I do find peace in the knowing that Mr. Kearse did apologize this evening prior to his departure. And that made me feel at peace that I can forgive him and move on because it's the right thing to do. It's not to wish anyone harm. So with that in mind, I'd like to say thank you to everyone. And if I left your name out, please forgive me. I do have my brother, my sister-in-law, my current husband, And again, this has just been a big support group that I've had over the years, and I really could have done it without all of them. So if I left your name out, I am sorry, but know that you're in my heart and you did touch me and you've made a difference. And thank you.
Mirtha, thanks for talking with us. We appreciate it. Can I ask you real quickly? I know you've thought about this in your mind's eye for decades. Did it go exactly the way you thought it would?
It actually went better, and I know that sounds kind of maybe a little on the morbid side, but it went better because I really didn't expect to hear an apology out of him. And like he said, this didn't change anything. It doesn't bring Danny back, but knowing that he apologized and he's accepted the Lord, it makes it easier for me to move on and know that he's at peace, Danny's at peace, and this chapter is closed.
He looked up briefly at the audience in the gallery. Did you catch his eye?
I did not, and I'm not so sure he wasn't looking for me because he remembers me at every trial, every hearing. So I'm not sure that that's why he looked up.
You went to every trial, every hearing. You sent letters. You had people behind you sending letters to the governor. You told me at one point you thought it would never happen. It was just going to fade away.
Correct.
Now that it has happened, what's going through your mind right now? Obviously, a lot of emotions.
Like I said, it's not a night of excitement and celebration. It's just a night to just rectify and know that this is just justice, and that that chapter is closed. I don't have to worry about him ever hurting anyone, getting the possibility of getting out or anything like that. It's just closure for Danny and justice for Danny.
Mirtha, I know leading up to this, you felt a little bit of nerves. This is a really heavy day. Were you able to get any sleep last night?
Yeah. I mean, I've been emotional the last couple of days, but I think it was fear of the unknown, and like I said, it's knowing somebody losing their life is not what you want, but it's just something that had to take place. I really believe that in my heart, but I really believe it wouldn't have been possible without the support that's behind me. I really don't think, and thanks to Governor DeSantis for reading our letters and taking us serious.
You mentioned that with each of those 17 appeals, you received a packet in the mail, always around Christmas, and you'd have to relive that night time and time again. Do you think you'll finally be able to move forward and have closure?
Yes, the last packet I received, and I was speaking to the advocate, Miss Johnson, Michelle, that I dealt with over the years. The last packet I received was December of 2022. I actually have it in the car. I should have brought it out. That was the last packet I received, showing that he had exhausted all his appeals. And I called and reached out to her, and I said, "What do I do here?" And she said, "Honestly, now it's just a matter of time." I said, "What do you mean time? We've gone through all these years." And she said, "You need to, if you have, if you're able to, write to your governor." And that's when I decided to get everybody on board with me that helped me put these letters together. And I forgot to mention, even Chief Bolduc is here, and the new chief, David Smith from Fort Pierce Police, is here representing the police department and backing me up. I'm a little nervous, but I'm afraid I'm leaving somebody out. But I really, truly, I'm so glad that they're all here.
Mirtha, I know that your story is a big piece of your work in victim advocacy, and I was wondering, do you think that today is going to change your work, or how is that going to affect you forward?
It doesn't change my work. If anything, it makes me know and believe that if you stick with it and don't give up on your loved one, if you are a victim of crime, stick with it, that there will be resolutions. There is solutions. You just have to stick with it. You can't give up, and you got to stand up for them and fight for what's right. And I can't wait to get back to work. I love helping the people, and I love making that difference in them.
Do any of the detectives or officers who helped work on this case want to take the podium?
You said it all.
I think not. I think we've all talked and cried enough, and I think that we're just glad this is done. This is over with.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.